There was a girl who loved to write. At the age of 6, she wrote a story about a rabbit. When she read it to her mother, she praised her and encouraged her to continue. At school, she was a little unsociable and lived in the world of her fantasies, writing them down in a notebook. However, at the age of 15, failures began to haunt her. First, her grandmother died, then her relationship with her father spoiled, and then her mother became seriously ill and also died. It was a real shock for the girl. A few years later, while reading a newspaper, she saw one ad. There was a position for an English teacher in Portugal. Because she wanted to start a new life, she went to work there. After some time, she met a young man who worked as a TV journalist. The young people had a lot in common. They began to date, and after a while, they got married. A year later, their daughter was born. However, after a while, her husband changed a lot and began to beat her. She was forced to leave the country with a baby in her arms. It was a hard time for the young woman. She had no money at all. She considered herself a complete failure. However, she could not give up for the sake of her daughter, so she decided to do what she was best at. She began writing fantasy novels. Having completed 3 chapters, she sent her work to publishers, but received only refusals. Fortunately, one editor agreed to print her book. When she was 31, her first book, called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was published. Readers really liked the novel, and it even won an award. And soon, Joanne Rowling turned from a poor, unemployed woman into a successful writer, whose first book had become a real bestseller. In 2004, she became a billionaire. Despite all the failures and problems, this woman has succeeded. However, she is still involved in charity work. This story teaches us that we should never despair, and even reaching the bottom, you can push off from it and float to the surface. Do not lose hope when you face problems. Your future is in your hands.